Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Roddy. Today we're gonna be doing a little oil change, and also I have a little issue going on here with the 240, and it's coming back to life. It's been over a year, and I think it's time to start putting some work back into this thing. So let's get into the video, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Okay, so to do an oil change on any vehicle, you're going to need some ramps. These are very easy to find at any auto parts store, and they make the job very simple. After you pop the hood, you're going to find the oil cap directly on top of the engine. You are going to need to locate the oil filter, and once you locate the oil filter, the oil pan would be right next to it. This is the side of the engine. In the next video, I will be doing a transmission flush.
Holy moly.
Here, we are going to remove the drain plug to drain the engine oil. Now we're just going to remove the oil filter. It could get a little messy, so make sure you have something to prepare for all that mess. Now I'm just gonna check to make sure there's no seal on the oil filter housing where the oil filter has to go, because sometimes the old seal from the old filter will stay on the car, and you don't want that. It will cause a leak. I would recommend you use a torque wrench for this, and you shouldn't tighten the bolt more than 12 newton meters to 15 newton meters. It might like I put a lot of strength on there, but it's not a lot. It's just a little nudge, around 13 to 15 newton meters. Whenever I do an oil change on a 4-cylinder, no matter the size of the engine, I always put 4 quarts of oil in it first and then check the level. Now on the dipstick, it looks like it's all the way to the top, but that's just because the car has to be cycled. So now I'm gonna start the car and cycle it just before I make my final call. Now I'm just gonna wipe the stick off and then install it back into the car, and once I do that, the level should be correct. Now looking at the stick, you realize that the level has dropped. So that's because you gotta remember that the filter and certain components of the car has drained its oil when you remove the drain plug and the filter. Now you're just gonna add a extra quart just for good measures, and that should be it. Or should I say that's it. Now, after adding that extra quart of oil, now this dipstick measured to the right amount of oil in the engine. And no worries, let's move on to the next step. We are going to replace the intake filter. Just gonna remove some tabs, some clips, pull this filter out, and check it over. Now we're gonna put the new one in. Just make sure that we have the correct one here. Everything looks good. This little angle right here needs to be specifically installed on the outside part of the air box, and make sure that the hyphens are on the lower side and not on the top side. And you should be able to slide it right back in, and it fits right in there. Pay attention to the back part, because a lot of people tend to skip this little area here. To reset the oil light, you need to turn the key on, make sure the mileage is up, then you're gonna turn the key off, hold the reset button, then turn the key on, and this little gauge thing here will count down. Once you count down, it goes to 0, and your oil light is reset. I was trying to do something that I don't know if anyone ever done it. I was just like going on a whim, just throwing parts at this engine, and now I can't turn it. Yeah, let me show you. So last night I was struggling with this thing, and mind you, the cradle that holds the crankshaft is loose, and I was fighting with this thing last night. So, whoa, it's turning. It's turning. Oh, I could not turn this thing last night. It's still tight, but it's moving. A little force, yes, but that sucker is moving. Oh crap! All right. None of the parts belongs in this engine at all. It does not belong. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna throw some parts at this engine and just to get it to turn. I don't care what the results is. I wanna make it as reliable as possible. And I just went online and started buying the best aftermarket high performance parts, and I was just throwing parts at this thing. And that's the first set of it. The bearings that holds the crankshaft and the bearings that holds the the bearings that holds the piston connecting rods, and why is this thing crooked? There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and working on it in the background as I do other videos. It's just that when I get home, it's kind of late and it's kind of dark. As you can see, it might look a little bright on the camera, but it's really kind of dark. It's like sunset right now. But I am gonna be working on this in the background as I do other stuff. It's just that I had a list of stuff I gotta get done, and this is one of the things that I've been putting out this car for over a year now, and at this point I'm just throwing parts at it just to get it run. This is my first car, it's my baby, and it's gonna be a mismatch. All right, so let's see what works, see what breaks, and let's make a mistake, all right? Make mistakes. Yeah, this is all trial and error stuff. If it fits, it goes in, that's it. So I'll see you in the next one.